T to the M to the IDD. Today we are talking about the one light modifier that any content creator should have. I don't care if you're doing photography, I don't care if you're doing videography, I don't care if you're vlogging. You can use this light modifier. So it has been roughly 1 year, and I'm sad to say that for the first 3 months, I believe, I kept it in the box and I did not touch it. What was I thinking? Because as soon as I brought it out, I started making some of the most amazing images that my photography has seen. And so the modifier that I am talking about is the Optical Snoot. Now, these come in several different sizes, several different configurations, and of course, several different companies offer this. But this particular one here is made by Well Making, and I will definitely link all of the information down in the description box if you want to research it, look at it, and maybe you decide that you want it. But I definitely think this is the light modifier of the year that everyone should have. And I'm going to definitely put some images that I have taken using this light modifier. Now, this is the Well Making Optical Snoot. And so the weight on this is not that bad. After a year of usage, it is still working flawlessly, and I cannot complain about it. Now, you might be asking, well, what does it create? Some of the effects that it creates is just phenomenal. One of the first images that I made with this was a blinds effect. And how do we get those different effects? Well, it comes with these things called gobos. And so gobos are these metal artifacts that you can see here, and you attach it onto this slit, and it goes inside of the optical snoot, and it projects the light, and you get this effect. So this one is like a sideways blind effect, but it also comes with color gels, as you can see here, if you want to change it up just a bit. But here are some of the other gobos or effects. And so I have used all of these, but the nice thing about this is that there are additional effects that you can buy out on Amazon as well. So the options are limitless with this. So with this particular optical snoot, I have used pretty much every gobo that I have. I have made some amazing images with those gobos, and this optical snoot was about $149. Now, trust me, I have made the money back over. I took one photo with that blinds effect, and everybody wanted to do a photo shoot with that same type of effect. So the results are amazing. Now, also, one popular, very popular effect is the spotlight effect, and you can get a gobo to create that spotlight effect, or with this particular one, I just leave the gobo outside of it, and then I adjust the aperture on this. So it has an aperture that can close, but if you leave it wide open, it creates that spotlight effect. And that's a particularly popular effect that is being used right now. So for photography, the creative arrangements that you can do with this optical snoot are endless. But when you talk about videography, you can also be creative as well. One of the most important things that had just happened, well, due to kind of TikTok coming over with their video schema, Instagram transitioned to more of a Reels type layout. And so video is very important now. And so since that has come, now you have to increase the creativity in your Reels and video production so that it can appeal to a greater audience, right? Well, why not do it with this? If you have some interesting effects going across your video, like the spotlight or like the blinds, if you have a continuous light attached to this optical snoot, you can use it in video also. So it is a versatile modifier. It's one that I think a lot of people don't appreciate it, or didn't really appreciate it until they were able to see what it can actually do. So 1 year later, I still approve this optical snoot. I really believe that this was probably the modifier of 2021. A lot of people were using it. Now, don't get me wrong, this existed way before 2021, but 2021, I feel like it really got popular and you started to see it utilized a lot more. Now, one of the benefits with this is that on this particular one, it has the Bowens mount on. So with a lot of the lighting configurations now, a lot of the mounts are suited for Bowens mount adapters. So this is kind of plug and play, snaps right on. Besides that, everything that you see here, it is shipped like this inside the box. So you don't have to worry about putting anything together at all. It all comes like this, and it looks like a hefty machine, but I would say that this is easily under 10 pounds, easily, maybe 5 to 7 pounds. And let's see, we have I'll take this slit that comes with it. All right, and so what you will want to do is connect your light source to it, whether it's continuous or if it's flash. What I normally use is the Godox MS300, and that is a great light to use because it has a powerful modeling lamp. And the benefit of using these with modeling lamps or a continuous light source is you can see the effect before you actually take the shot. So with something like Godox V1, if you wanted to use this, it has a modeling lamp, but it may not be as strong. But something like a Godox 8200, now the Godox 8200 has a modeling lamp, but it's not really good at all. Especially if you're using a bare bulb, then you don't have the modeling lamp. So imagine that you put that in here. There's no way to see where the effect is going to fall on your subject. So one thing I do recommend with this light is have something. If you're using a strobe, have a strobe with a modeling lamp. If you're using a continuous light, then you should be good to go. Now, you would essentially take this gobo, and there are two hooks that this slides into, and it locks it into place like this, and then you can adjust. So one thing that I will say also with this is that if you want to get the effect a certain size, you do need to have some distance available for you to use and to be able to back up this projector so that it can cover a decent space. So that's one thing that I did notice about this. And so I would say easily 10 to 15 feet, depending on the size of the effect you want. But when you back this up, you are able to get a bigger effect. And so with that distance change comes this aperture. It's almost like a depth of field type thing. You have to refocus, and this allows you to refocus your effect. So you can have it blurry or you can have it tacked sharp, depending on what you're actually going for. So that is a nice feature to have as well. So 2021, this is the must-have modifier. I just can't see the options. If you want to really up your photography game, your videography game, if you are a creator, I know you get a lot of modifiers and they just sit around, but this one, I believe you have to have this modifier. Check it out in the description below. T to the M to the IDD.